Greetings students, hi, I'm Sanobat and today we are going to be taking a look at Unit 9 Our World from your Get Smart Plus 4 textbook on page 97. So we are going to be focusing on the comparative and the superlative adjective, whereby we are going to use this kind of adjective to compare the spots that we are going to be learning today. But before that, what is comparative and superlative adjectives? So first, we need to address what adjectives really mean. Okay, so adjectives refer to words that we use to describe the nouns. For example, in the phrase handsome boy, in your opinion, which is the adjective? Okay, judging by the definition of adjective, it refers to words that we use to describe the noun. So we know already that the noun is boy. So boy is a noun. So this is our noun. So when we already know the noun, then we can conclude that the adjective is the word handsome. Okay, so from this phrase, the word handsome is the adjective. So it is giving description. It is telling us extra information about the boy's physical appearance. Next, in the phrase large house, so which one is the adjective? Can you guess it? Yes, it is on the word large. So large is the adjective. Okay, now since we have already covered the meaning of adjective, now we shall take a look at the comparative and superlative adjective. So comparative and superlative adjective refers to words used to compare between two things or more. So comparative adjectives, we use this type of adjectives, okay, to compare between two objects. Okay, again, the keyword is on two objects. Meanwhile, for the superlative adjective, we use to describe an object which is at the upper or lower limit of equality, meaning to say an object might be if it is at the upper limit. So for example, the object is going to be house. Okay, so probably the upper limit of a house, perhaps the biggest house. Okay, meanwhile, the lower limit of the quality for the word house, probably smallest, the smallest house. Okay, so that is what it means by upper and lower limit of a quality, meaning to say the quality of the word, of the noun. And again, the second difference that we can point out between comparative and superlative is that superlative adjective is used to compare one object in a group, meaning to say, we take this example. Okay, gymnastics is the most difficult sports. So it is used to compare one object, which is gymnastics. Okay, gymnastics with other sports in the world. Okay, so that is what it means by it is used to compare one object in a group. Okay, so a superlative adjective we use to compare one object, in this case gymnastics, with more than one object, meaning to say we compare this sport gymnastics in a group. So we compare it with other sports in the world. For example, we have karate, badminton, hockey, and more. So it is not limited with one only. So we are not comparing gymnastics with one sports only. So it is more than one sports being compared with gymnastics. Meanwhile, for the comparative adjective, we use this type of adjective to compare between two objects. So, karate is more dangerous than hockey. So, notice karate and hockey. So, we are comparing between these two objects, karate and hockey. So, that is the difference between comparative and superlative adjective. So, next, we shall ask ourselves, when do we use the most and more than? Okay, so we use the most when we want to refer to superlative adjective, meaning to say the object that we are describing, it either achieve the upper limit, okay, again upper limit, or the lower limit, and we compare this object in a group. We compare this object, compare this one object in a group, For example, again, just a quick example, gaming is the most interesting hobby. Okay, so from this sentence we can conclude that gaming is the most interesting hobby. So it is actually indicating that we are making comparison with more than one hobby. So there are perhaps doing sports activity, reading, watching television. So from this sentence, we actually compare gaming with more than one hobby. So in this case, I am voicing out my opinion that gaming is the most interesting hobby compared to the rest of the hobby known to men. Okay. Meanwhile, we use more than when we want to compare between two things. For example, reading is more beneficial than playing games. Okay, so this example actually tells us that we are comparing between reading and playing games. Hence, that is why we use more than. Okay, more and yeah, we use more than. So that is how you can actually identify when to use the most and more than. So we use more than to compare between two things, and we use the most to compare an object with more than one object. Meaning to say, in this example, gaming, so we are comparing gaming with more than one hobby. Okay, so I hope you are able to understand the difference or when to use the most and more than in a sentence. Okay, so that is all from me. Thank you very much for your participation and attention, and I will be seeing you in the next video.